Welcome to the Sycope webinar. Really pleased and excited to welcome this new vendor to the Nuvola family. We have a very close-knit relationship not only with Sycope but with some other vendors that fit in very nicely with the portfolio, which we'll come on to in a bit. So today I'm just going to tell you what's happening on the agenda. So we're going to kick off with myself. I'm just going to do a very quick introduction around Nuvola. If you haven't heard it before, I apologize if you have. There might be some new stuff this time, but you never know. Moving on to Tomasz Bartel, who's the sales director at Sycope. He's going to be giving a quick introduction around Sycope. And then we're going to have a demonstration of the product, which again, I hope will be really quite interesting. I've seen it and yeah, it does tick a lot of boxes. And then finally, we just have question, answers and close. We always try and keep these webinars tight. We appreciate everyone's time is valuable, but at the same time, we want you to go away with some new information and hopefully a lot of questions that we can help answering. So the team today, myself, CEO, I'll be doing the introduction. We've got Mark Hyland, head of Intelligent Networks. Alongside him, we've got Angelica Kapoor. She's the sales support on the Intelligent Network side of things at Nuvola. And then finally, the lady who puts this all together, Katrina, on the marketing side of things. So those three people are very important moving forward with the Sycope product. And certainly, if you've got any campaigns you'd like to run, any ideas around marketing, please feel free to speak to any of us, and we're happy to work with you along with the Sycope guys to penetrate your end users. So very briefly on our portfolio. So at Nuvola, we have been in the comms industry. We've been running for about 12 years, 13 years. We are very focused around comms, whether that be LAN, WAN, voice, DECT, Wi-Fi, security, SD-WAN. We try and cover all parts of the communication story. The platform of that is Intelligent Networks, and that's exactly where Sycope fits very neatly into what we're trying to deliver here. There's a network monitoring, as you'll see, is very key, certainly in the comms world. Previously, it might have been just around data centers and those kind of things or big networks. Now, with the way information is flowing, digital transformation, we need to make sure the networks are fit and good to take that information. So along with Sycope, we have Garland. Like I say, they're a very close relationship with the Sycope guys in terms of the TAP and the aggregation side of things. Got Sangoma on the ISDN to SIP gateways, which again, if you are in the voice world, you'll understand that certainly in the UK, we are turning off the PSTN, ISDN service and moving everyone to SIP over the next 2 or 3 years. And in Nuvola, we've created a managed service to deliver that. You'll see some other products in there that you'll recognize, certainly Versa on the SD-WAN side of things, and the hybrid working and the Teams integration, very key moving forward alongside Alcatel-Lucent. As I say, we've traditionally come from the comms world, and this is the voice side of things, so what we call unified comm, generally on premise. So Alcatel is a cornerstone of our business, along with Sangoma. We have products such as SpectraLink, which does the DECT and mobility side of communications, the SIP endpoints with Yealink, the headsets, and the bespoke contact centers. So again, it's a history in Nuvola where we've come from, where we've moved and evolved, but still a very key part of the business. Cloud obviously is what everyone's talking around, certainly in the UCaaS space, the Unified Communications as a Service, and CPaaS, Contact Center as a Service. Alongside that, you've got Microsoft Teams, which we are fully embraced. We have a full ecosystem around Microsoft Teams to give our partners that opportunity to get into the Microsoft world and offer different services that embrace and enhance the Teams offering. You'll see some quite large names in there, the 8x8s, the Ring Centrals. Certainly, these are the products which, again, where the Sycope you'll see is key moving forward. Meeting room solutions, again, we're running video over these networks. We've got to make sure we've got quality of service, there's security, there's the performance, there's all these things that make up a sturdy network. And then finally, as a business, we deliver professional services. All the products we sell, we ensure that we can offer a certain level of service, whether it be first level support all the way to fourth layer support, installation, maintenance, consultancy, whatever it might be. We can deliver a service around that to ensure you, as a reseller, can confidently go to your end users. So moving forward, obviously today we're talking about Sycope. And it's a relationship that is probably about three months old. And again, you'll see lots of media out there, PR around the relationship. I'm not going to steal too much thunder from what Tomasz and the guys are going to be talking about, but I have nicked some information off their slides, so I apologise for that. But for me, we've got three key pillars to delivering a top-class infrastructure. And what I mean by that is, people want to make sure that the information they're running over this network is secure and sound and isn't the problem, so to speak. So what we need to do is make sure we deliver this infrastructure. So visibility, one of the key cornerstones on the Sycope product. Okay, it means that we can there's accountability there. It means that we can support the network with all this information, and also look at trends that are going on your network. You've got performance. Again, it's self-explanatory, but it means you can now offer quality of service. You can offer SLAs to your customers. Your customers might be end users. The end users' customers will be the users. And then obviously that allows you to monitor the network. And then finally, security, again, it's a must-have. It's a must-have when you're pushing information which will be sensitive, and it might be time sensitive, it might be just sensitive information. You have to, in terms of compliance, show that you can deliver that information securely. And it also gives you, as the reseller or your end user, 24/7 comfort to know that the network is in a good place. So I'm just going to quickly, that's me done very quickly. Just to let you know, we've got 2 polls running. If you look at the interface, you'll see in the top right on the tabs, there's polls. So please look at that and give us your opinion. We also would like to see your reactions in this social media world with emojis and GIFs and stuff. Please feel free to put, thumbs up, thumb down, thumb sideways, smiley faces, whatever it might be. Please use those reactions. It means that we can see your interaction with the webinar. And finally, Q&A, again, self-explanatory. Please go into the tab, put your quick question in there, and I'm expecting us to be able to answer those questions at the end of the webinar. If not, we'll come back to you. But also, we will go out with all those questions. We'll email them out with the webinar to make sure you can see what those questions were and have confirmation of the answers. So do the poll, give us some reactions, and if you've got some Q&A throughout the webinar, just put them in the tab there, and we'll come back to them at the end. So, as I say, today is all about Sycope, and at that point, I'm going to stop sharing and hand you over to Tomasz.
Michael, thank you very much for this warm welcome. So I'm really happy to be here with you, and good morning to everybody. Let me start sharing my screen. Okay. You should see it in a second.
Brilliant. We can hear you. We can hear you and see you.
Perfect. So once again, thank you for the introduction, Michael. By the way, your slides were brilliant. So I wish I could see and hear more from you about Sycope, but probably in a few weeks. As you mentioned, we started up a cooperation about 3 months ago, and it was very, very friendly welcome. So we're really happy to be together with you. And because I'm really talkative person, so I will go straight to the slides to give more time to my colleague Piotr, who is a solution architect, and he will walk you through the product, through some interesting features, use cases, and the interface, which is absolutely modern and eye-catching. So, but short, why we are here, and usually people think why this monitoring is important, why we should bother to sell it, why we should bother to go to our customers. And there is a short answer on that. There is a money there. This is not a new market. This is over 2 decades right now, but continuously growing. This market is evolving year over year. There are new players like us coming every year to the market, and there are old folks there. But fortunately for all of us, this market is getting more and more important. It's growing between 5 and 10% per annum, depends which analytics platform you take under consideration. But what is important, $2 billion market every year. If we just cut 10% out of this market, it's 200 million. So those 200 millions, okay, it might be entire Europe, but if we cut another 10%, it's 20 million. It's only growth. So 20 million of growth in our territory, which means that if we claim another 10%, it's 2 million, which is absolutely amazing. And we'll be really happy to make this 2 million with you at this year, at the very, very beginning of our start in UK and Ireland. So, but how to make this money? The first question is how to identify project on your customer side. And there are several technologies, there are several techniques used to monitoring the network, the equipment. On the bottom of the slide, you see some common words, SNMP, HWMI, SSH. All those techniques usually refer to some monitoring of devices like SNMP or some vendor specific like WMI or SSH. Those are the monitor devices, those are to monitor equipment there. But if it goes to monitoring traffic, if it goes to the seeing how the data going through the network behaves, those are the two top protocols. It's the flow protocols. It's the variety of them. So you can name JFlow, SFlow, APFix. It's plenty of them. So we take under consideration any what you can say. And there is a packet sniffing very much connected to Garland and what they do. So it's looking inside of the transmission and just capturing a copy of this transmission and analyzing what is inside. Those two on the blue marks are the most important for us. We are analyzing traffic. We are not looking on the traffic from the device perspective. However, we can figure out that something is coming or something is going on with the device based on this information from the traffic. So the image I can give you, it's like a water tap. So there is protocols like SNMP, which can observe or watch the tap itself, how it behaves, or you can just analyze the quality of water. This is what we are doing. We are not watching the tap, we are analyzing the quality of water going through this tap. How to build the solution. It's a very, very simple, very self-explanatory on this slide. Our solution is one VM software only solution. So there is something called capturing device or collector. It's more common word for that. And it is collecting, it is storing, it is analyzing, and it is displaying the information coming from the flows. Flows are generating usually on the routers, switches, firewalls, you name it. So all of the flow capable devices can send to the one collector, which is located usually in the center of the network, some in the data center that it's capable to analyze all the data. In some remote locations, some remote part of your network, you might sometimes need to use something what is called probe. And the probe, it's analyzing stream of data, it's analyzing all the traffic, usually the copy of traffic, it is connected to packet broker or any this kind of splitting device. And also this probe, it's a kind of a transforming element. It's watching the entire traffic and it's sending information in the deduplicated flows to the collector for the further analysis. From the functionality point of view, this is what Michael said. We have a visibility, we have a performance, we have a security modules. Those three are independent modules. However, the visibility is kind of a base, and it's always coming with the system. But performance and the security are optional. Depends what you want to analyze. Visibility is for the general analytics of entire traffic. Performance is to do some specific analytics of the communication between endpoints, between users, servers, several applications. So you can get details about those behaviors. And the security, there are several rules there. And when we are analyzing traffic from this angle, from this perspective, to get some detailed information about the security breaches and what is coming in your network. Value out of the box, it means that when you buy the solution, it's very easy or very quick to install. Usually it takes about an hour to have this fully functional solution, and then start capturing flows and analyzing traffic. But there are also a couple of nice features. One of them is discovery mode. It's something we call discovery mode because it's our own feature we developed over the years, and it goes with discovering some unknown fields coming from the network, from the net flow. So you can use it in the situation when you have very old equipment inside of your network or very modern equipment. It means that this old equipment might send some data, some net flow with an outdated format. Usually the modern devices, they are sticking to the latest standard. So if there is some old device in your network sending some out of the standard or something artificial, then we can also capture this information, and you can manually store those. You can manually tick this information that you want to have it stored in the system, and the system will analyze also those information without any developers integration or any some difficult stuff to develop. It's same with the new features. So if there is some new elements coming in the net flow, we can also capture and store and analyze these elements. Dynamic baseline, it's comparing metrics. It is a very nice feature to kind of profile your network. The system is learning the traffic, learning the patterns, learning how it behaves every day, every month, every week. So over this time, we can show you or demonstrate you the patterns in your network, which means that there will be less false alarms. There will be less this stressy situation, because if the traffic will peak, you know that it normally peaks at this time of a day, or it is something that you should be really worried about it. And the third element I want to emphasize, it's our data role-based access control, which is very handy feature if you are running kind of professional services or the SaaS businesses. You want to provide a service to your customers based on this software. So then out of one box, you can provide features to several customers and have a let's say boundaries inside of the system. Inside of the one system, you can have a separation on the data and on the role level. So every administrator from the separate organization can have access to only his data that belongs to the organization he's managing. Moving forward, there is multi-layer security. Piotr will probably tackle more about this element, but I want you to remember that we are able to provide more detailed information or just enrich information from other sources about the security, and then build a bigger picture about what is coming, what is going on in your network. There are several use cases. In a moment, Piotr will walk you through a couple of them. I want to just emphasize that there is interesting feature use case called vendor independent monitoring. Usually when your network it's equipped with the different vendors, you might have a problem to stick to one monitoring provider. Every vendor is giving their own solution. Every vendor is trying to force customers to use their own proprietary monitoring solution, which sticks to their devices. But usually these days, we don't have a very monolithic network. In network, we're using different routers, different switches. We're using different firewalls. So if you want to collect information from all those devices and analyze in one place, we are the best, we are one of the best possible solutions on the market. Shortly about us, well, the history of Sycope, it's as a company is pretty short. It's about 4 years now, but as a team and a group of tech-savvy guys, we gathered together about 2 decades ago. So over this time, we performed more than 400 projects, and we launched a couple of other products. We used to work under different brands. So about 4 years ago, we decided to go with a dedicated monitoring brand and have this system as something separated from our, let's say, mother company, which is a huge integration company on the Polish market, also listed on the stock exchange. So we are new, but with a huge background from our experience. We operate well in entire Europe, maybe except France and Spain for now. We have a very promising market also in the Central Asia, and of course we are here. We are entering the UK and Ireland market just right now together with Nuvola. So Nuvola is our only and dedicated distributor in UK and Ireland. I hope we'll continue our cooperation, and we'll see more and more you coming to both of us. Technology alliances. We mentioned Garland. We are partnering together with them on the technology level. One of the important also vendors I want to emphasize here is Antop. Maybe not that well-known company everywhere, but if you look at what they've done, they develop very good capturing software, and almost, let's say, half of the market using them as an embedded solution inside of their solution. So we also decided to cooperate with Antop. They kind of a standard traffic capturing element. So our probe is using part of their technology, part of their IP, and this is why we are also partnering with them. Yeah. Why partnering with us? Why to be with us? As a small company, we do not have a very, let's say, sophisticated partner program. Our partner program, it's, well, I can close it in one word. We are partner focused, and there is only one rule to cooperate with us. That there is only one rule, that we want to make you to be successful. There is no boundaries. It doesn't mean that we will not give you more margin, or we will not go to you with the marketing because of some rules. Everything is focused around the partner, around our customers. Development is based on the customer feedback, what we got from them. It's a crucial element, and how we develop product is also based on the feedback from customers and from the partners. Despite the fact that we're a pretty young company, we already managed to convince a couple of big brands, and a few of them you can see on the slide. It's we have long-lasting relation with NATO guys in many countries, so we also submitted them our software. Even the US company trusted us on this. It's Franklin Templeton, and our latest customer acquisition is Alpha Trust from Romania, kind of a, let's say, PayPal on their market, as we can say. And then ING and T-Mobile are also, I think, well-known brands. The last thing I want to leave you with is our marketing development fund. We are highly focused on working with our partners and to bring our knowledge, bring our technology to the customers. So together with you, we are ready to invest in those relations. We are really ready to spend money on targeted events, targeted meetings, targeted marketing actions. This is how we would like to work together with partners, together with our distributors. Maybe less on the general market and general events, We rather want to spend money together with you. Okay, so very quick. I usually need 20-25 minutes for this presentation, but yeah, it took a little less. So Piotr, right now I'm stopping my sharing. And
thank you for your
so Piotr, over to you.
introduction.
Right.
Thank you. Let me share also my screen to show you a few interesting use cases. At the beginning, I will tell something using the slides, and then I will show you how to manage this use cases in the system. You saw this this slide on Tomasz' presentation, so let me jump to the first use case, which is compliance. As I know, and probably as you know, there are some requirements for how long the customers should keep the logs about the network communication. It can be a national law, it can be some kind of security police of the company, but usually customers have to keep the data for month, 3 months, 6 months, or even 1 year. It depends, but usually it's necessary to prove that someone generated the network communication or who communicated with whom, when, and on which protocol, which application. To meet these requirements, we need to keep the data for some time. So we've got two options. We can keep the net flow data or have a full packet capture, I mean recording of the communication. What is the net flow data? The net flow data is metadata about the network communication. Usually, it's around 500 times less data than the original communication. So it means that we can keep the data for a longer period of time. But what does it mean for a longer period of time? When we try to capture all packets of the communication of 10 gigabits communication, we have to store 75 gigabits of data every minute. At the end of the day, it means that we have to keep more than 100 terabytes of the data every day. So it's difficult to keep this data for 3 months or 6 months or even longer, because in this case we should also have a track of the hard drives to keep the data. It's very useful because we've got full monitoring for diagnostic and forensic analysis, but usually it means that we've got too many data, too many details about the network communication. Usually it also means that we've got a lot of encrypted traffic. Right now, between 80 and 90% of the data in our networks, in the internet, are encrypted. So we've got the full recording of encrypted data, which is really useless when we are thinking about the deep analysis of this communication. Also, the architecture of the network is going to be more complicated because we need many recorders in many places in the network. So it's useful, but it's hard to meet this the requirements this way. When we try to save the net flow data, the metadata about the network communication, we need 150 megabytes every minute, and at the end of the day, we've got over 200 gigabytes of the data. So it's still a lot, but it's not so much as we've got with the full packet recording. With this approach of network monitoring, we still got a full visibility about the network communication. We are compatible with many devices, with many vendors. So it means that if we use vendor A on the main office and vendor B on the branch office, we still can use the same tool to monitor the network communication. And we can use these informations for network and security monitoring. Because the net flow recording is still a lot of data every day, we decided to provide 3 nice features to keep the data even for a longer period of time. The first feature is something what is called stitch flows. When data is created by the flow exporters, the exporter creates 2 flows. One to describe the communication from the client to the server, and the second one to describe the communication from the server to the client. It's difficult to analyze this communication because we see 2 flows. So we have to find 2 flows to analyze a single connection. Stitch flows connects these 2 flows into a single log line, which looks like connection log. It's much easier to analyze the stitch flows than to analyze the raw flows, because it looks more natural for the administrator. The second nice feature is data deduplication. It means that when we see the same communication on many devices in our network, usually when we see the communication from the branch office to the main office, we see the communication on switch on the branch office, main router on the branch office, main router in the main office, and some switch in the main office. So we see the same communication on many devices. When we try to collect the original net flows, it means that we got the same data from many devices. When we use the data deduplication, we can put the information that we saw this communication on this, and that device, and we still see this information in the single connection log. So it's, once again, it's easier to analyze the data. The third thing is, the third feature is a licensing model. Our licensing model use only a single element to decide the size of the system. It's number of flows per second. So if the environment in the if the traffic in the environment increase, all you need to do is to extend the storage in the system to keep the data for a longer period of time. You don't have to extend the license. You just have to extend the storage, the data for a longer period of time. The second use case is dedicated for solving performance issues. All users use some application. It can be a web application or dedicated application with dedicated interface. The worst thing in when users are working with the application is loading the data in the system. Usually, users are going to be angry because of that. They cannot work. They lose a lot of time just waiting for the feedback from the application. So they try to find a solution. They are taking a phone and calling to the support. And what is the typical answer from the support, from the administrator? Application works fine. It's not my problem. Try to find a solution with someone else. So the user try to call to the network administrator. What is the answer? It's not a problem with the network. It's maybe problem with the server, or maybe it's a problem with your computer. It's not a problem with the network. At the end, the application still works very, very slow, and the user is angry. What we can do, how we can help the administrator to find the place to start solving the issue. We can measure the performance of the connection from the customer perspective. So we can see all the packets, I mean, probe can see all the packets of the communication and can measure the server network time, what is the server delay in the communication, can measure the client network time, what is the client delay in the communication. We can also measure the application delays. It's the time between the packets with the request and the moment when the server, the application, starts responding to the request. We can measure all those delays and can tell where is the issue. Is it the problem with server, with client, with application? Where is the issue? We can also measure the retransmissions in the network. Retransmissions means that something went wrong with the communication, because the packets needs to be retransmitted. It's usually a physical problem with the network devices. It can be a problem with the network cable, with the network interface, but it means that we have to retransmit the packets in the network. So we are losing the time waiting for the response, and we have to retransmit the packet once again in the network. So we can find, maybe not at the beginning solve, but find the place where the performance issue occurs. To do it, we've got many predefined views, dashboards to analyze the security, the performance issues in the network. So you've got all these features out of the box after the installation. And the third use case for today is a security use case. You saw this picture on Tomasz' slide. It's about multi-layer security. In our networks, we've got many layers of the security. We've got perimeter security, which is usually a firewall, NG firewall, UTM, or something like this. It's very useful, but it cannot see all the communication in the network. It can see the communication from the network to the internet, from the internet to the network, but it cannot see the communication between the segments in the network or inside the network, but because it's perimeter security. We've got endpoint security. It's antivirus software, it's security application installed on the hosts in the network. But once again, we cannot install antivirus software on each device in our network. We cannot install antivirus software on printer device. We cannot install antivirus software on OT devices. So we cannot use it to protect everything in the network. the third layer is network security. It means that we are monitoring the network traffic inside the network segment, and we can find some specific communication patterns to detect unwanted or suspicious communication in the network. I said unwanted or suspicious communication because we can recognize the communication with suspicious IP, or we can find unwanted communication, like communication with unwanted DNS server, with unwanted LDAP server. So we can detect both suspicious and unwanted communication in the network. It can be another brick in the company firewall. How the typical network looks like. We've got perimeter security, which is firewall on the edge of the network. We've got many different network segments, and we've got different devices in the segment. So we've got PCs, we've got printer devices, we've got some servers, other hosts like IP phones, etc., etc. When we gather the information from the network devices like switches and routers, we can analyze the communication also inside the network segments. And the most suspicious communication is inside the network segment, because when we are trying to discover the network, find some vulnerabilities in the hosts in the network, we usually work in this same network segment. We do not jump between the network segments. We do everything in the network segment. So what we can detect in the network communication, we can detect the reconnaissance of the network. We can detect port scanning. We can detect password cracking, like brute force attacks, the dictionary attacks. We can detect the exploitation of vulnerabilities in the network, and we can also detect the data collection and exfiltration. So we can detect the high data transfer in the network or from the network to the internet. Thanks to these patterns, we can fill the gap in the network security. Okay, it's time for the demo presentation. So let's jump to the interface. As Tomasz said, our interface looks really modern. We've got the main screen with the data, with the dashboards to analyze the network communication. We've got search bar to filter the data which is shown in the main screen, and we've got the left menu to switch between the modules, to switch between the windows. As you can see right now, I've got the application overview dashboard to analyze the communication from the application perspective. So I can find the information about the top applications in my network. I can see the throughput in the network, the number of packets in the network. I can recognize all the performance metrics in my network. To filter the data, I can just start typing the filter in the search bar, or I can just click on some element on the widget. So I would like to analyze the communication for HTTPS application. So all I need to do is to click on it, add it to the search bar, and right now I see the information only for HTTPS communication. Once again, I see the throughput statistics for this communication. I can see how many data were exchanged in my network that time. I can also jump to another dashboard to analyze the data more precisely. I can jump to my favorites dashboards and let's say analyze the IP address overview to see how many I need to refresh it. Do it for the last 1 hour. Okay, I've got it. I see how many unique IP addresses were visible in my network in the last 1 hour. What was the top server? What was the top client in my network? Once again, I can just click on it, add it to the filter, and analyze the data from this perspective. So right now I see the application, which is HTTPS. I see who was the server. So also I see the top clients. I see the peaks in the network communication in the specific time frame, and I can analyze it even more precisely. I can jump to the raw data and analyze every single connection between the hosts in the network. So I can see who was the client, who was the server, once again, what was the application, how many packets they exchanged, how many bytes they exchanged, when it happened. I can see a lot of details about the network communication. I can start filtering the data here. Once again, I can also click on the log line to see all the details about the network communication. So it's easy to analyze all the statistics. I can also export the data and send it to someone, maybe to some services, to prove that this is communication from my network or it's not. So this is what I've got. Okay, let's look like the performance monitoring is looks like. So we need to jump to the once again to my favorites dashboards. I can analyze the IP address performance. So I can see the IP addresses with the top delays, with the top server delays, client delays. I can analyze the peaks in my network, so I can easily analyze all the details about the performance in my network. I can also see the top IP addresses in my network. I can measure the top delays. I can measure top retransmissions to analyze all performance metrics in my network. I can see it from the host perspective, from the application perspective, from the device perspective. I mean, network device perspective, to analyze and find the bottlenecks in my network. I can also analyze the security situation in my network. I can jump to a predefined dashboard to analyze the security situation. I can see how many alerts were raised in my network in last 1 hour. I see the different phases of the attack because we are using the Mitre framework to split the attack into the different phases of the attack. So at the beginning, we've got discovery phase, then we've got some privilege escalation. We've got some lateral movements. We've got data exfiltration. So we can see in which phase of the attack the attacker is. And we can also use this information to stop the attack in this phase or in another phase. We can prepare ourselves to block the attack, to block the attacker, to protect our network. From this place, I can also jump to the full list of the alerts to see every single alert. As you can see, a lot of unauthorized LDAP communication in my network. So maybe it's good to know who was the source, who was the destination of this alert. So I would like to add the client IP and the server IP to my table to analyze this communication more precisely. I can analyze this data. I can once again filter this data to analyze it maybe from the raw flows perspective. I can just add it to the filter. Right now, I will see only the alerts for the high data transfer. I see who was the source, what was the server. I can also analyze how much data they exchanged in the network. So it's easy to find the information about every single communication in the network and classify it. Is it a typical communication or is it some kind of unwanted or suspicious communication in my network? So this is the end of the live demo presentation. Let's jump to the Q&A session. Do we have some questions?
Cheers, Piotr. So let's. Mark, are you there?
Yeah, I am there.
Have you got some questions for the guys?
I've got a couple of questions.
Can I kick off with one of mine first?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah. So just a quickie to Tomasz, perhaps, or these guys. In terms of differentiators to products out in the market, what would you say are maybe the top 3 differentiators to how maybe your competition's doing it?
Okay, those top 3. Well, we are new to the market and we developed this solution from the scratch. It means that we are not using, let's say, third-party outdated technology like SQL database, which lead us to the situation when we can offer something like this discovery mode. So we can extend and build the data flow based on the customer needs. So imagine the use case. You have some outdated or very modern, depends, VoIP device or SS7 or signaling with some signaling features inside the device. And this device is capable to send net flow information enriched with those signaling flags, signaling specific protocol data. Usually 99% of the vendors will just skip this information inside of the net flow. We can just take this information inside. We will see that there is something artificial coming in the net flow. Based on the special wizard, you can just click, okay, I'm interested in this information. I want this information to be stored, analyzed inside of the system. And the other feature is coming out of this, that you can build your own dashboards. That you're not locked in the dashboards we just showed to you. Those dashboards are fully, let's say, customizable, or you can just start to build your own widgets and dashboards. So you can even read off everything what is inside of the system and rebuild everything based on your requirements. And so taking this artificial information or this additional information from the NetFlow, you can build your own dashboard and analyze these very specific to your environment information. So this is one of the differentiators. Of course, we have plenty of these kind of features, and combination of them makes us very unique on the market.
Okay. Lovely, thank you. Mark, sorry, I butted in there, Mark.
No, so one of the questions is what sort of environments can be monitored with the Sycope solution? Is it for SME or is it for enterprise?
Oh, it's a very good question. Actually, it's both, and even one more I would like to add to this. So you can start from the very small. When they have a network, they have an administrator, they want to monitor the network. Yeah, we are for them. We can start with a very small device, very small instances, and we can go up to 250,000 flows per second, which is dedicated to very large organizations. It's usually thousands of servers inside of the network and then tons of the communication. But there is one more unique use case. I briefly mentioned it, but we would like to work more closely with partners on that. It's service providers or managed service providers. So if you have a NOC or SOC and you are providing services to your customers, we are perfectly fitted to that solution, to that environment, because of this role-based access separation inside of the system, and we are developing even farther. So we are just one or two versions before we announce full multi-tenancy, and there will be everything you need to serve your customers through one system. So you don't need to build several systems to serve several customers. Usually, if you try to use enterprise class software for the monitoring to serve your customers through NOC or SOC, you need to have a separate instances for each of your customers. It doesn't scale. If you have 10 customers, maybe it scale. But if you are growing, if you are adding more customers, it doesn't scale from the licensing, cost perspective, and management perspective. We'll have those three inside. So the license will be prepared, or it is prepared for this kind of scenario. And you don't need to grow the system. You have one system, you're just adding another blocks to the system or another pieces to the system. And there is one central console. So you don't need to jump from the console to the console to the console to see the SLA and to serve the customers. And of course, each of the customers have their own console based on their needs. So this is one of the additional, let's say, use cases, which are very rare on the market. If you search for the monitoring vendors providing multi-tenancy, most probably you won't find any, or maybe, I don't know. Honestly, doing my research, I didn't find any who is doing this kind of deep multi-tenancy inside of the system.
Okay. Another question.
Mark, I'm conscious about 11 o'clock. So if you've got one more, and then any of the others will just kind of pick up personally, and yeah. So give it one more, Mark.
Is it possible to integrate Sycope with other probes?
Sure, it is. Well, probably Piotr we can go into details, but I don't know whether we have a time to go into details. But we are very open. We are accepting almost everything in the NetFlow format, whatever is SFlow. This is, as I mentioned, we are flexible. So whatever NetFlow format these probe can generate. And we know that Garland's packet brokers are capable to generate net flow based on the traffic coming through them. So this is one of the options also to integrate inside of the network without investing in the third party if you already have something in your network.
One other
Okay,
question.
no, Thomas.
Tomasz,
Thanks, Thomas.
let me add something. Let me add something to this, because it's very important to explain it properly. A lot of vendors can provide us additional information about the network communication, like information about the HTTP communication. So they can put the information about the URL or the host name into the NetFlow. But usually they put this information to different fields in the flow data. So we can recognize on which field is the specific information. We see the information, the field. We see the typical value in this field, so we can save this data. So in case that other vendors can save the information about the HTTP communication from, I don't know, Ixia or Gigamon, we can integrate our system with all vendors who can provide the information about the HTTP or any other kind of communication in the NetFlow packets.
Yeah, let me add one final thing. If you really want to discuss with us details about your solution, about your requirements, we are here. We just go to our colleagues in Nuvola, or they will connect you with us, or just go directly to Sycope webpage or to us, and we will we'd love to talk to you in details.
No, that's Thomas. I think that's a good sign. We've got lots of questions there, so I think there's some more on the Q&A.
Sure.
But that's good news. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to pick them all up, and like I said, we're going to take all the questions and put them in an email. You guys can answer them, and then we'll obviously be in contact with everyone who's been on the webinar. I think the key thing that I'm taking away is that there is some differentiators here, and I think I like the idea that you don't care which probes you use, and you can actually get even more information by third-party probes. So all that kind of really stacks up nicely. So again, we just need to. I'm like I say, I'm just conscious about the time. People have given us over an hour of their time, which is brilliant. But keep an eye, everyone, on the webinars. We will do some more. But like I say, we'll be in touch. The video will be on YouTube. The link will be sent over to you. And like I say, the question and answers. So on that note, everyone, thank you very much for your time. And thanks to the guys from Sycope. And have a good day, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.